north to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Some of the people that are watching this broadcast, and you, by the way, can do that very same thing. Go to Facebook.com/The Wells Report, and you will be teleported instantly into this very studio where I'm sitting here resplendent in my brand new Texas State Guard haircut. Cleo Marchese. Our founding fathers were geniuses. The same political posturing was going on during the American Revolution. Nothing changes, just the name of the political parties. A certain group will always be comfortable profiting off the misery of others. Agreed. Democrats need to import a new working poor. Without them, they are powerless. They paralyze the Republicans by calling them racists if they don't support open borders. Cleo continues. Paul Ryan would rather lash out against rather than accept failure for his mediocre leadership. Paul Ryan would rather lash out than accept failure for his mediocre leadership. I wish the Republicans would learn from Trump. The Democrats attack him with all the time, and he's not afraid to lead or take action. I can easily see during the Civil War a bunch of Tories flipping on their patriot neighbors so they can get some type of benefit while neighbors are hung out or killed. Those are the ancestors of the modern Democrat politicians. Not just Democrats, as it turns out. Remember, yesterday, American citizenship was rendered irrelevant by the government that serves American citizens. If American citizenship, according to the government, is irrelevant, why bother serving American citizens? Does that answer virtually every question that you have when it comes to why the borders are open? Why it took firing every politician in the American inventory in favor of electing Donald Trump to get enough money to the Defense Department so that the American military had the things it needed to fight to keep us free, when the government and the mainstream media do everything they can to try to turn all that in favor of a European socialist-style easy come, easy go kind of government that doesn't care about the people that live in the country that they govern? Sure does to me. So, Robert S. Mueller III spent 2.5 years writing a report, investigating, then writing a report. It was a hit piece against the President of the United States. There wasn't much to hit the President on. Just some vacuous kind of ambiguous ideas that maybe there was obstruction of justice. But there was no crime to obstruct, and anything that might even come close to representing obstruction of justice is all academic insofar as nothing was obstructed. Nothing in the investigation was obstructed. The investigators were not fired. The whole thing wasn't shut down. It was within the president's purvey to do so. The president left the investigator, the main investigator, in charge. The FBI told the president of the United States he wasn't the subject of the investigation, but wouldn't tell the American people that he wasn't the subject of the investigation, because while he was not the subject of the investigation was designed to first paralyze, then destroy the president's presidency. They've had more trouble with that than they thought. After the very disappointing reports coming from the Mueller team hit the American psyche and the American consciousness, Democrats realized they didn't have anything to do except to continue to double down and pursue the pursuable, but not the findable. The investigation should create enough angst, anger, what have you, to try to damage the president going into the 2020 election. Every time they start talking about this, the president gets more votes, because the American people, I'm sure, are not interested in being a part of a government that would destroy its own presidency for the sake of politics. And that's exactly what's happening here. And so, in order to keep this ruse going, the actual purveyor of the Mueller report, Robert S. Mueller III, is going to testify before Congress. He's going to come in there and explain exactly what's in the report because he can't talk about anything else. Because if he does talk about something else, somebody like me is going to ask, okay, why didn't you put that in the report? Somebody's going to get into this. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Mueller. If you had found obvious obstruction of justice, are you saying you would not have moved to indict the president? And he would say, oh, of course not, because you can't indict a sitting president. Oh, really? So this obstruction of justice jazz is just a waste of time then? No, I'm hoping that we can throw it into the kangaroo court of the Congress and essentially turn it into something that it's not for the sake of politics. Oh, thank you, sir. He wouldn't say that, but that's what happened. Planning for former special counsel Robert Mueller's highly anticipated testimony was thrown into disarray today. Multiple sources said the hearing was delayed amid a breakdown in negotiations. Yeah, there's a breakdown in negotiations. Robert S. Mueller III's got a real problem here. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Internal talks over the structure of the hearings, originally scheduled for July 17th, have been heating up for days. Some members complain they might not have enough time carved out to ask questions. Several sources said the hearings will be pushed back to July 24th. A senior source said there was a breakdown in negotiations. The Democrat majority on the House Judiciary Committee maintained, at this moment, we still plan on having our hearing on the 17th. We'll let you know if that changes. It's going to change. Mueller, who investigated Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election and issued a report finding no evidence of collusion, has been scheduled to testify before both the House Judiciary and House Intelligence Committees after being subpoenaed by the panels last month. He was slated to testify in public before the Judiciary Committee for 2 hours or more, followed by another 2 hours plus of testimony before the House Intelligence Committee. But some freshman lawmakers this week expressed concern over the possibility they would not have the opportunity to question the former special counsel. There were conflicting details over plans for a subsequent private session. One source told Fox News this week the Democrats plan to have Mueller testify behind closed doors, yet it remained unclear whether Mueller himself would participate in that setting or if the deputies would answer questions instead. It would not take much to put Robert S. Mueller III into a position where he would have to declare the Fifth Amendment protections against self-incrimination, which would destroy the entire Mueller report from beginning to end, stem to stern, left to right, right to left, in every possible way. That's what Robert S. Mueller III has waiting for him. He can either testify to exactly what's in the report, no more, no less, or he himself can be found in a perjury trap. He can be found as a rank politician, a never-Trumper. In other words, his reputation as an upright former director of the FBI will be destroyed. That's why there's a problem with this. They're looking for a way to get him out of this mess. They're already talking about having the deputies testify. Well, if the deputies testify to anything that's not in the report, they themselves will end up having to declare the Fifth Amendment of the self-protection rights in the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. Notice that freshman lawmakers this week are expressing concern because the real veterans of government in the United States don't want to have anything to do with this. They'll let the newbies handle it. Handle what? Making all the statements that'll make this hopefully possible. Send these trial balloons up to see what the American people do before they actually have to say something themselves. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff has said the closed-door session would be only with the special counsel's staff. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler left the door open to the possibility that Mueller could testify privately as well. This is not going to happen. It can't happen. These people are going to realize that Robert S. Mueller III is going to be asked questions he cannot answer. And he will either declare the Fifth Amendment or he won't have anything to do with it. If he declares the Fifth Amendment, the entire report is destroyed. Lock, stock, and barrel. It's over. This is already a weird hearing with Nadler and Schiff contradicting each other publicly about who will testify behind closed doors. Both Nadler and Schiff subpoenaed Mueller last month after the special counsel already said he did not intend to testify. They should have listened to him. They're going to end up destroying this entire report. Not that it wasn't destroyed by the guy who wrote it in the first place. I was disappointed in the subpoena because I don't think it serves any purpose dragging Bob Mueller up if he, in fact, is going to stick to the report, said William Barr, the Attorney General of the United States. It seems to be the only reason for doing that is to create some kind of public spectacle. And if Bob decides he does not want to be subject to that, the Department of Justice will certainly back him up. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. The Democrats are screwing up badly. Now, if you need an explanation as to why I'm saying this, Robert S. Mueller III is locked into that report and everything that's in that report. He does not want to get in a conversation as to why he did not prefer to send this to the Department of Justice for possible indictment of the president. He could not make the call that he said he made because, well, it's longstanding policy not to indict sitting presidents. See, that's a problem for him. He did that because he wanted to keep this possibility of an obstruction of justice or a predicate for an impeachment alive. Because I guarantee you, if he had the actual evidence to charge the president with obstruction of justice, he would have done so. And he did not. Somebody's going to take him apart on the decision making. Someone's going to force him to say there was not enough evidence. That's the end of the whole mess. So Robert S. Mueller III is sort of sitting here going, I don't want to have anything to do with this. I already made my statement clear. I do not want to be put in the same kind of perjury trap that I put Michael Flynn in and tried to put the president in, of being able to have to explain what's in the report based on memory or just read from the report, which leads us absolutely nowhere. Gerald Nadler is thinking that there's some sort of grist to be made with this, what's been called by William Barr, a public spectacle. Yeah, the public spectacle is going to be wasting time, wasting money, and ending up getting nothing. It could be a disaster in the spectacle of having Robert S. Mueller III declare the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. It's all right there. What does Trey Gowdy think about all this? Well, I'll let you know in just a couple of seconds. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana came up with something. You're listening to the Wells Report. Back with more in a moment.
This message is brought to you by Woot.com, an Amazon company. Holy crap! Woot.com is turning 15. That's right. The site that brings you ridiculously good deals on stuff you need and stuff you didn't know you needed is celebrating their 15th birthday with a week of amazing deals and shenanigans. Woot.com, that's WOOT.com, offers deep discounts on electronics, computers, home, tools, sporting goods, and even unique made-to-order t-shirts. Kent Stewart, CEO.
In honor of our 15th birthday, Woot is offering deals the entire week. But the big celebration is on Friday, July 12th with an epic 15-hour Woot off with deals every 30 minutes plus 15,000 of our famous bags of crap that offer a random collection of stuff for just $10.
And Wooters with Amazon Prime get free shipping by connecting their Amazon account to their Woot account. Visit Woot.com, that's WOOT.com, or download the Woot app for your best chance to score the best deals ever.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil. It's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now. 1-800-399-6392. 1-800-399-6392. That's 1-800-399-6392.
Are you struggling with addiction or alcohol problems? If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
Call the Addiction Hope and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-854-1055. 800-854-1055.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction Hope and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares. Call 800-854-1055. 800-854-1055. 800-854-1055.
Does your business spend $500 a month or more on gas and electric bills? Did you know by making a simple free phone call, you can save up to 25% on your bill every month? What could you do with a 25% savings on utility bills every month? Energy deregulation is now available in your state. Making one simple phone call will show you how we can lower your gas and electric bills instantly with no changes to your bill and no enrollment fee. This is a free service. The only thing you'll notice is a lower bill every month. Call U.S. Power and Light right now. Learn how easy it is to lower your utility bills for your business and save money. We promise. So if you spend over $500 a month on your gas and electric bills, please call right now and unleash your savings. 800-941-3381. 800-941-3381. 800-941-3381. That's 800-941-3381.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Surprising information in that Robert S. Mueller III's testimony, scheduled for next week, has been pushed back at least a week. I don't think it's going to happen at all. Former Congressman Trey Gowdy said that Democrats want to keep the Russia investigation story alive. Special counsel Robert S. Mueller III does not want to be involved in it. This according to Trey Gowdy. In previewing next week's supposed hearings, Gowdy said they're bringing him in. They want to keep the story alive. He's not going to participate in that. He doesn't want to answer anything outside the four corners of the report. He can't. So this is just going to be a day-long series. The focus will be on the questions. Mueller is not going to give you any interesting answers. I've quizzed him before. Mueller's report found no proof the Trump campaign conspired with Russia to influence the election despite multiple outreach efforts by Russians, and did not reach a conclusion on whether President Trump obstructed justice. And this will be his answer, says Gowdy. Why didn't I look at anything else? Because I wasn't asked to. Why did I conclude there was no collusion? When did I conclude there was no collusion? When I interviewed the last witness, and that'll be that. The problem with all that is that there's substantial proof that everyone involved in the investigation knew there was no collusion before they even got started. But that's a different kind of a hearing that will be given by a different group of people for different reasons. Mueller is a Marine, a former FBI director. He's not going to answer questions, maybe, and nothing more. You will learn nothing next Wednesday, except that a lot of my former colleagues think they're great questioners and think they should have had their 5 minutes. I have to agree with Gowdy. This is one of those situations where Robert S. Mueller III can only get hurt. He can't improve anything that he's already done. As a matter of fact, they get into a rough-up over obstruction of justice, and the very small, tenuous vestiges of that idea will go poof in front of anybody who happens to be watching. The only chance the Democrats have to get anything out of this is to do it behind closed doors and then creatively embroider on the answers they're given, which will work until the transcript is made public, which, if I was the president of the United States, Donald Trump, I would make the transcript, declassify the transcript immediately. Senator John Kennedy, he's a good guy. I like him. He is a senator from the state of Louisiana. He said the Mueller report is as dead as fried chicken. This is an allusion, of course, to the fried chicken issue that came up last time. He reports the former special counsel testimony to 2 House committees would be delayed by a week. Sources told Fox News that the hearing set for July 17th will be pushed back to July 24th. The Democrat majority on the House Judiciary Committee maintains the date has not changed. A senior source said that there was a breakdown in negotiations to have Robert Mueller appear, reacting to questions about that the Louisiana Republicans said House Democrats want to pull Mueller into a political fight and don't want the Trump-Russia story to ever end. It's done as far as I'm concerned. The issue is as dead as fried chicken. Mueller was supposed to call it like he saw it, and now the Democrats want to put him in the middle. I thought he was foolish to agree to testify. He's got his options open. He said he didn't want to testify, and what he's going to do is he's just going to fight a delaying action until he says finally no. The longer they're able to pull this out, the longer they're able to drag this out, the more effect it will have. Probably not much, but they're trying to maximize whatever damage they can to apply to the President of the United States. Starting to get kind of treasony to me. You're listening to the Wells Report. Back with more in a moment on the USA Radio Network.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor, and in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're Medi-Share members. And Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs. And that's how so many Medi-Share members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join Medi-Share, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.